This changes everything for the Boston Celtics, as no NBA team is ready for this, as Jayson Tatum vocalizes his workout routine through the offseason in changing his jump shot. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, in working with trainer Drew Hanlen. So how is this going to impact Jayson Tatum on a run this season? How is he going to showcase his skill set as a 26-year-old superstar still growing in the league in Joe Mazzulla's offense? We're going to break down all of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. As you guys know, Celtics Media Day was today, and there's been an abundance of news. If you missed our earlier video, go check it out on the injury updates on Kristaps Porziņģis, Xavier Tillman, and Luke Kornet. But make sure to not click away from this channel because we will have updates regarding this team throughout the entire week on everything Media Day related with this Celtics squad. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, though, let's dive into the video at hand. And watch out, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Jayson Tatum is coming for revenge, and he is coming to prove all his doubters and haters wrong this season. And I love to see it. We all know the discourse around Jayson Tatum and this Celtics team has not shone away this whole entire offseason. We see them win a championship. We see Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum come together, finally get over that championship hump, and you think the discourse revolving around this team would go away. It would be quiet, but no, the discourse has just opened up as teams are going to pick apart and take away this team. So we're going to be looking at first, an article looking from Ramona Shelburne from ESPN, detailing Jayson Tatum's workouts and how he's been working out through the offseason. And then we're going to look at some quotes from Bobby Manning and Jack Simone from Jayson Tatum himself today at Media Day. But first, let's dive in. Let's look at this article courtesy of Ramona Shelburne. And like I said, this article had a lot of things to talk about with this Celtics team, but this part we're going to be diving in, looking at the Jayson Tatum work ethic. Where Horford says he's walking in at 8:15 a.m. and JT's already done with his workouts, which means he must have gotten there at 6 a.m. And indeed, Tatum had. Even though he had just returned the night before from a week-long trip to China with Jordan Brand, it was easy to get up early, Tatum told ESPN, noting his jet lag would kick in later that day, and he said he would allow him to pick up his son Deuce from school. But Tatum wasn't just there at 6 that first week. He had been doing 2-a-days with his longtime skills coach Drew Hanlen and physical therapist Nick Sang to address a mechanical issue to his jumper that had come up early last season and had reared its head again during the playoffs and the Olympics. That's right, Jayson Tatum has been shown and has been proven to be a top-tier superstar in this league at rebounding, at assisting, at playmaking. But the one piece that people want to critique him is his scoring, and he is going to change that issue and has been working on that issue every single day in training by doing 2-a-days. Jayson Tatum thinks that a lot of people are alike, and he's out for revenge. Hanlen says, I don't think Jayson looks at it like that. He's like, compare my resume to 27-year-old Michael Jordan, who had never won, 27 compared to LeBron, who had only won one, and compared to Steph, who had one. And for what had happened this summer, Tatum let his extra work serve as his comment. Jayson, I thought, handled everything like a total pro and champ and put his team first and won his second gold medal after winning his first NBA championship, Stevens said. I also think that there's guys who will take any motivation that they can to go out there and work better, and I think that's exactly what Jayson Tatum has done. He's taken that fuel from Steve Kerr, from all the media hating on him, from not playing in the Olympics, from saying that he was not the best player on the championship-winning squad, and taking that all and using it as fuel for his fire. He's already proven by doing 2-a-days, working out with Drew Hanlen, working on his jump shot and changing things, and wanting to get better and eclipsing to get to that milestone, and I can't wait to see it. It's courtesy as my boy King Nick on Twitter, Nick NBA. Let's look at this clip of Jayson Tatum on what he had to say this media day on himself.
You haven't seen like the best version of Jayson Tatum.
Oh, y'all heard that?
And you should,
That's
right?
scary.
I'm only 26. I should continue to keep getting better. So I just strive to continue to do that.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You have not seen the best version of Jayson Tatum. And that's crazy to even think, because Jayson Tatum last season, let's not forget, had his best season averages as a NBA player with his best team in roster. Look at his career numbers, averaging 23 points. Last season in the regular season, averaged 27 points. In the playoffs, averaged 25. Almost averaged a steal per game, almost a block per game. Averaged 5 assists throughout the regular season and playoffs. Averaged around 8 to 9 rebounds throughout the postseason and regular season. And averaged around 86% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from three, and 42% or 45% shooting from the field in the regular season and playoffs. 45, 30, 85 shooting percentage from a top tier player on a top tier team is absolutely something that you want to be proud of. And like he said, he's only getting better, only going to succeed. And I can't wait to see what those tribulations look like for Jayson Tatum in those trials. I can't wait to see his expectations. He's got me pumped up, ready to run through a wall. And I can't wait to break down all more of Jayson Tatum. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And in the next part, we're going to be diving in and tweaking the jumper. Oh, it's over. And that is right. Tweaking this jumper and getting that fixed was his main critique that Jayson Tatum served last season. Let's not forget that Jayson Tatum led his team in the playoffs in every statistical category, from points, rebound, assists, blocks, and steals. He was the top tier player on the Boston Celtics, even though he didn't get the Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He was a top tier player on this team, getting double doubles with the likes of Kristaps Porziņģis being out, and I see him doing that this season. But he had some things to say about his jump shot, because that was the one critique that people were, and major concern that people had about Jayson Tatum going into the playoffs, looking at his playoff performances and grading him, looking at his Olympic performances and seeing why he got benched. So he had some quotes to address that today at Media Day, and they are absolutely fantastic. So let's dive in and let's look at these. Like I mentioned, these quotes are courtesy of Jack Simone and Bobby Manning. First one from Jack Simone on Jayson Tatum, if he changed anything about his three-point shot this offseason, where he said, yeah, he watched a lot of film. He's been working with his trainer, Drew Hanlen, a lot, and a few mechanical things, his hand placement, getting lower, things like that to fix his jump shot. Things you want to hear out of a player, mechanical things that he understands he needs to overcome. His hand placement on the ball, making sure that his hands get a little bit lower to get a little bit more comfortable. Those are the things you want to see, and changes that you want to see a player realize to make coming into this season. I'm loving that already. He also had to say Jayson Tatum on Whitey and just his three-point shot during the playoffs. I was playing well, just wasn't shooting well. So obviously we were winning. So it wasn't the time or place to try to fix things in the moment. And I totally agree with Jayson Tatum here saying this. They've had other players, and like Brown said in his interview today with Mark D'Amico, they have an abundance of players on this team who can step up and carry for them if need be, if Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown don't need to step up in some moments. So Jayson Tatum saw that he was still contributing to this squad. Like I said, look at those numbers, averaging fantastic stats. Even though he wasn't the highest prolific scorer, wasn't having fantastic shooting numbers, he realized what he was bringing was winning basketball, getting those rebounds, getting those steals, playing that hard defense, still putting out and scoring, even regardless if it was at the mid-range or at the rack. And that was still effective for the Celtics to win. I love that Jayson Tatum didn't freak about it, didn't over worry about it, still focused on the goal of winning a championship, and then worried about it in the upcoming season. Let's get back to these quotes, though. Let's keep looking at what Jack and Bobby had to bring for us here today. Jack once again had another quote on Jayson Tatum coming into camp this year, saying it does feel different, not from being of a place of complacentness, not that I'm relaxed or comfortable. It's all about what you're trying to achieve and trying to achieve greatness. It was never about just trying to get one. And following that with Bobby here, he also had to say that Tatum said that all the guys that he looked up growing up won at least one championship. So now it's a matter of what tier room are you trying to be all time? Is he trying to be a one-time champion, or is he trying to be in that legacy book in the NBA and Celtic history by having multiple championships? I know for sure that Jayson Tatum wants to get those multiple championships, and if he has these idols that have had multiple championships, he's had this instilled in him, I feel confident he'll be able to do so. Last quote from Jack Simone here on Jayson Tatum, saying when he got back from being over in China, he started working out and it was a quick turnaround, had some off-the-court deals with partners and foundations, but it has been a short summer. One thing I want to clarify from a bunch of Boston Celtics is they said that it was a very quick summer. They basically went to work, did their training, kind of relaxed a little bit, but majority of the time focused on training, focused on work, focused on building back what they wanted to do and getting primed and ready to go for this season. And that's what I want to hear from this Celtics team. Like I said, Jayson Tatum is fixing that jumper. He's working on those international intrainable changes. He's in the gym doing 2-a-days, practicing harder, getting in the gym at 6 a.m. before Al Horford, and he's also working on things as well to progress himself as a championship and to make him as a champion and to make himself look better in the eyes of the legacy. Jayson Tatum wants to win multiple championships. He wants to be able to showcase that, and he is going to work on that this season, and is already proven and told to us by Media Day, and I can't wait to see what he can showcase us and bring to us in that day of light this season for the Boston Celtics. Let me know what you think about Jayson Tatum's words, how he felt about this season coming up. I'm super pumped up, ramped up, amped up with Jayson Tatum as well. Like I mentioned, there's an abundance of stuff from Media Day that we still have yet to break down. Quotes from Horford, Sam Hauser, Neemias Queta, Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla, and an abundance of stuff. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything revolving around the Celtics team, get tidbits like this little bit of information as it comes out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as this is the place for you guys. Like I said, I really do enjoy all your support over on the channel. You guys have been absolutely fantastic showing the love. We're so close to our goal of 6,000 subscribers before the start of the season, and we can't do it without your guys' support. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode. I'm signing off. Have a great rest of your day, and go Boston Celtics.